What makes us even more comfortable? When you look to the left and you look to the right, everybody lost just the same way you are.
That's right.
But the Bible said Christ came for those who are lost. You know what makes you lost? You have no identity.
They say one word, profit. None of you devils can stop it. 144,000, yeah, that's really God body. Holy Spirit using him to do what's never been done. And we his offspring.
That's right.
You don't know who you are.
Bring it out.
If I ask you who you are according, what's your nationality? What do you call yourself?
I call myself
A Native American? Come over here. I got to show you, Kev. Come on, you can walk all the way around. Come on.
Check it out, Kev.
Check it out. I said we came out here for the lost. Jesus Christ came out here for the lost as well. Where do you see Native American on this sign? American Indian. What's next to it? Gad.
Bring it out.
The tribe of Gad of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, Christ said he came for the lost.
Bring it out.
He came for the lost. Now, my question is, why would you call yourself a Native American?
It's just what I believe.
Bring it out. I'm going to tell you why you call yourself that. Give me that in Psalm 50. I'm going to tell you why you call yourself that. Because that is what your oppressor called you. Your oppressor told you was a Native American. Because when they came here, who's the they that came here and conquered the Native Americans?
Bring it out. British.
The British. What's their nationality?
Bring it out. Europeans.
Europeans, I like that one. I like that one. The Spaniards, the Spanish, the Europeans, the Caucasians, the so-called white man is the one who gave you that name.
That's right.
You got what I want? No, the one that says they conquer lands and call by themselves. What's that?
Psalm
49:11. 49:11. Come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 49 and verse 11.
Read.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Their houses mean their names. They want their names to continue forever. So look what they do. Read.
And their dwelling places to all generations. They called their lands after their own names.
It said they call those lands after their own names. Amerigo Vespucci is where you get the word America from.
That's right.
He was an Italian navigator, but you call yourself a Native American. You know why? Go right back to your first statement, because we lost. And we think that's okay. I'm going to tell you why you lost. Give me Deuteronomy 28.
Bring it up.
You do not have identity. You need to know who you are so you know where you're going. You ever heard that saying before? If I don't know where I came from, how am I know where I'm going? We're going to show you where you came from. We're going to show you came from a mighty people. Watch this. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
God was speaking to the Israelites, the 12 tribes. He said, if you don't listen and hearken unto the voice of the Lord, read.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It said all these curses was going to come upon us. You want to know a curse? Give me verse 28. Watch this. Here's a curse, Kevin. One of the curses is our people will walk around calling themselves lost, taking it day by day, having no identity, not knowing what to do, knowing where to go. Read that.
Verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
He said he will smite you with blindness. Now, are you physically blind that your eyes don't work? Nope, but you don't know who you are. You're completely lost, and that being lost makes you mad in the mind. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know who you are. Let me ask you a question. Being a Native American, from what you know, right? Is it your tradition or heritage to smoke weed? I ain't hear you.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So you called yourself one thing, but yet you're not doing those things that you claim that you are. How does that work out?
I see.
Huh? Come on, read 28 one more time. Watch this.
Verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness. And
Hold on, he should do what?
the Lord shall smite thee with madness.
The Bible said, Kev, it said he will smite us with madness because we don't keep the commandments. Because we don't keep the commandments, Kev.
Prove you wrong that ain't God.
Hey, big bro,
That ain't God hanging around your neck.
it ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Let me see what's on his neck. I done took my glasses off. Come on.
See,
What you got, a white Jesus piece? That's what they call it? Oh, that ain't no black Jesus on your neck.
It's gold, so you can red, black, blue.
Wow. Kevin, what color is Christ according to the Bible? He's black. You heard that earlier?
That's what I believe.
That's what you believe. All right. Give me verse 49. Stay right there. Let me show you your history in the Bible, Kevin, so you'll no longer walk around claiming you're lost or calling yourself a Native American, because that's the first steps. Once you understand that, we can get you the rest of the way with the Bible. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from
The Lord
far.
said what?
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
The Bible said the Lord was going to bring a nation against you from far. Do you know why he did that? You know why he did that, Kevin? I'm engaging with you because I see every time we talk, you start drifting away. You go right back into that lost state. I need you to stay focused, my brother. He said that he would read that again, 49.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flyeth.
Let me ask you a question. Earlier, you said the Europeans came and conquered the so-called Native Americans, right? Where did the Europeans come from? Were they already here on this side?
No, they come from.
So read it again. But pay attention, Kev. Come on.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
From where?
From far.
So they came from so-called Europe to conquer you, right? Why are we reading this out of the Bible? You know why? Because you ain't a Native American. You're an Israelite according to the Bible. Read on.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flyeth.
As what?
As swift as the eagle
It
flyeth.
said, as swift as the eagle flieth. My next question to you is, what is the symbol of the so-called Spaniards who conquered your people? What is the symbol of the so-called Europeans who conquered your people? You don't know? We'll show it to you. We don't come out here with all of this stuff for no reason. We're here to teach you your nationality, Kevin. Watch this. Take a look. The Greek, their symbol is what? That is an eagle. What do you see the Romans? An eagle. The same Spanish people who came over here and conquered y'all is what? An eagle. Today, in 2024 in America, Babylon the Great, what's their symbol?
Eagle. Yeah.
What does America, Spain, Rome, and Greece have in common?
All Europeans.
Ah, that's the answer I'm looking for. They all a so-called white man.
That's right.
Right? But he said what? Read it again.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Against who? Who's the nation he's bringing, that the nation is coming to? The other nation is coming to? The Israelites. The Israelites. Right? Read on.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flyeth.
Come on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
It said a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. When your people dwelt in this land by themselves, they didn't speak English nor Spanish.
Get out.
It said a nation whose tongue they should not understand. How you doing, my sister? What's your nationality?
Native. I'm a little bit Indian, but
A little bit of Indian. Okay. I'm going to read it from the top. Lumbee Indian? Don't go nowhere, Kev. All right, you must know her. Read it again from the top. We're going to catch you up to speed, sis. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far,
Read.
from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle
It
flyeth.
said, as swift as the eagle flieth. We just went through the symbolism. That eagle is symbolic for the so-called Europeans, the
That's
so-called white man, the Caucasian. God did that to a nation because we didn't keep his commandments.
Bring it out.
Because we didn't keep his commandments, read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
He said he's not going to care about your age. He has a fierce countenance, meaning after he killed, raped, robbed, and pillaged, and colonized y'all, he said he didn't care. He started setting up laws to make sure that your people now go by Lumbee Indian, and you stay in one small corner in Lumberton. Y'all don't own the entire North Carolina. Y'all don't own the entire Americas where God gave you. Now you only have to inhabit reservations.
Right.
He has a fierce countenance. He did not care. Now, I'm touching on all of that for the purpose of what? Give me Isaiah 1. For the purpose of what? To show Kevin, and what's your name, my sister? Ashley, guess what? Y'all not lost. Y'all are not lost. We are the children of Israel.
That's right.
That's who we are according to the Bible. Watch this. But God said this also. Come on.
The book of Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
Read.
And the ass his master's crib.
That's two animals. An ox knows his owner, meaning he knows who's his creator, his maker, his God. And he said the ass knows his master's crib, meaning he knows where he came from. He knows his homeland. He knows exactly that. When you know something, Kev, what does that mean? That means you ain't lost no more.
Right.
The lost people that God sent Moses to save.
Say that again.
So we from the lost people that God's.
Oh yeah, you touching on exactly where I'm going, sis. We are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel.
That's
the
right.
same lost that Christ came to save. Read on.
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel. Doth not know.
Come on.
My people doth not consider.
Kev, tell me you didn't consider at all who you were. I know you didn't. I didn't. I walked around aimlessly with no guidance, living day to day just like you said, Kev, until I found purpose. God said there's only going to be one nation that's going to walk around and not consider ever who they are. And that's the Israelites. That's the Israelites. Now my question to you is, how did y'all get on this side of the earth?
That's what I want to know.
Because we know that they always, so-called science, right, says that civilization started where? No. Where did the first man, where was he made? In Africa. They say that all the time, right? The Bible states the same thing. In Genesis chapter 2, it states that Adam was the first man. He was made in a specific place, right? Now, if that happened, how did your ancestors get to this side of the earth? Yeah. You know, we're going to show it to you. We're going to show it to you because guess what? That's going to make sure that you no longer walk around claiming you're lost. You can't do that anymore because let me tell you, with that identity stripped from you, you're now hidden. Give me Psalms 83 first, and then we're going to go there. Watch this. It was a plan of our enemy to make sure that you no longer know who you are.
Bring it out.
That's their job, because as long as you're disconnected from who you are, you have no purpose, no identity, and they get to use you as a slave.
Bring it out.
And that's literally what was happening right now. Come on, read that.
The book of Psalms chapter 83 and verse 4.
Read.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Go up to verse 3.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel.
Sorry, where does it say thy enemies?
Verse 2.
Verse 2, come on.
For lo, thine enemies.
Who?
Thine enemies.
God is very specific. He's very specific. He knew in the process of time that their names would change. So he is very clear. What did he call them?
Thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
It said, they that hate thee have lifted up the head, meaning they are prideful people. The ones who hate us are prideful. Read on.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have done what?
Taken crafty counsel.
Now this is not just talking about the Europeans, it's talking about all nations outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. They all have taken crafty counsel. You wanna know how? This store is owned by Arab.
Bring it out.
That laundromat is owned by a so-called Asian. You agree, right? Why are they able to set up in our neighborhoods and prosper, but yet we live in the bottom.
Right. Bring it out.
Because the longer that you remain high and you remain drunk, you don't know who you are.
That's right.
That's their purpose. They know exactly what they're doing. Read that part again.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people
Read.
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Come on.
They have said, come.
They have said what?
They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Wow. Right in front of us. Look at this. What does he get? What is that? Well, how is he able to get that from you, my brother? Let me tell you something. Give me Matthew 15. Listen. You different. You better. And I'm not just saying it to exalt you. God used those words.
That's right.
You understand me? We ain't supposed to be having dealings with them. He's able to come and get the same thing he sold to our people.
Bring it out.
Your ancestors, sister, your ancestors were the ones who was mining in the fields of the tobacco. How are you now smoking that thing?
Bring it out.
How are you now getting, what's that you had in your pocket earlier? A Dutch Philly, whatever the hell they do now. Swisher Sweets, that's all tobacco products to roll your weed. He said, come let us cut them off from being a people. That's why you lost. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That's the same. They are not your people. They're not your people. Go back to Psalms 83. Read that.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
It's going to show you this. Come on, read on.
That the name of Israel.
The name of what?
The name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's why you call yourself lost. That's why you think you're a Native American. They all the nations, the Bible said, thine enemies. All of them have came together to make sure you don't know who you are. Because when you don't know who you are, you have no purpose. Read on, let's identify those nations.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
Come on.
That they are confederate against thee.
It said they consulted together with one consent. So even though the Arab has the gas station and the so-called Chinese man has the laundromat, they are in agreement with one thing. Making sure that you don't know who you are.
Bring it out.
And the longer you don't know who you are, is the longer they get to rule.
That's right.
That's why we come out here. We are tired of this.
Right.
We're trying to take back over the earth.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying to you, Kevin? Let's identify him. Come on.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Of who?
Of Edom.
So the first enemy of God it named was the same ones. Where's that sign that we showed you earlier? The same Spaniards, the same Europeans, the same ones who did that. That's the first enemy. Why would they be the first enemy? What's the conditions we live in now? Who set up the government? The British. What nation of people are they?
Bring it out. The Europeans.
Okay. What do they call you? Are you a so-called white man?
No.
You're a so-called?
Black man.
Okay, so when I ask you what nation they are, listen, this is what we here to destroy. We are slaves due to condition, but your mind needs to be free.
Bring it out.
Don't be scared to say that the white man is the enemy that God is talking about.
That's right.
That's who they are, the so-called white man. European and British. Read that part again, come on.
The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
And who?
And the Ishmaelites.
Ishmael is today's Arab man.
That's right.
These are the enemies of God, and they know they can't touch God. So what do you think they do, Ashley? Who they gonna touch? God's people.
Yeah.
Ain't that what black people do now? I can't get you, I'm gonna get to your homie.
Right.
That's literally what the enemies of God is doing. They know they can't get to God, so they consulted against the hidden ones. That's their job. Now give me Matthew 15:24. And then the second address, come on.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent.
So Christ said, don't get it confused. I ain't sent for everybody, but what?
But unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
He said, I'm only sent for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's you, Kevin.
That's right.
Sis, that's you. Because we need to be saved out of these conditions. Now I'm going to show you how your ancestors got to this side of the earth. I got to show you.
What club was that at?
Admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
With the Zulu Nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes.
Those are who?
Those are the 10 tribes.
Actually, I don't know if you can see it. Kevin, the 10 tribes is talking about everyone from the tribe of Ephraim on down. It said those are the 10 tribes. Remember, now I'm showing you how it is your ancestors got to this side of the earth, right? Come on.
Which were carried away prisoners out of their own land.
So we were all in slavery, and we were taken out of Jerusalem, out of Israel. That is what we call today the homeland, our motherland. Read on.
In the time of Hoshea the king, who Solomon-Nezar, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Come on.
And he carried them over the waters. And so they came into another land.
That other land was Assyria. Read.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So they decided they have to leave the people who enslaved them. For what reason? Read.
And go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
It said they need to go somewhere else where never mankind dwelt. Meaning they understood that there was a place where man did not inhabit at the time. Come on.
That they might there keep their statues.
They came over here to do what?
Keep their statues.
Why do you think our people are so-called the strongest connection to spirituality? Why? Not only so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because we are the people of the book. They came over here to keep God's commandments. They didn't do so good. Read on.
Which they never kept in their own land.
That's why we wound up in slavery.
Doing all that they were the same people to the new land.
The same nation who was in slavery in Egypt is the same people who we are today.
That's right.
That's exactly who we are. Because guess what? From cover to cover, the Bible only talking to the Israelites.
That's right.
Say it again, my sister.
What's that new land? Where is that new land?
Very good question. Read on.
Or was it?
Which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
So they letting you know exactly how they left that side of the earth and came to this side. Read on.
For the Most High then showed signs for them, and they held still the flood till they were passed over.
Come on.
For through that country there was a great way to go.
So from the west coast, or the so-called Middle East of Africa, right, all the way down to the south of Africa, all the way to this side of the earth, it said it took them how long?
Namely of a year and a half.
Read.
In the same region is called Arsareth.
So that place where they went to go dwell is called Arsareth. Watch this. Remember, you said something about the lost tribes earlier, right? Come on, read that.
Arsareth, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the law of Moses until the time of restoration.
Until when?
The time of restoration.
Man, that was on time, Cap. This right now is more? Come on.
According to the 4th Ezra, according to 2nd Ezra.
Okay, yes, sir. So according to that very part of the Bible we just read right there, it said until the time of restoration.
Keep reading.
Until the time of restoration. Come on.
Columbus identified America with this land.
Who?
Columbus identified America with this land.
So you know what that means? That means Columbus used the Bible to know where to go get the so-called Native Americans and enslave them. It said Columbus used 2nd Esdras to identify y'all and know that there was a land over here and to colonize and enslave you. That's why we read earlier that y'all will be called by a different name. You got another question?
Discovered this land.
You can't discover something when people already at. Bring it out.
When God made Pharaoh's heart and did all those plagues over there, that what he did to the Europeans for them to come over here and enslave us, as they say?
You asking, I need you to repeat yourself.
Did he like send a burden? You know, like when he was talking about Pharaoh, when he did the burdens and he hardened his heart and did all them plagues until he freed his people. So then, now that we're here, and then Christopher Columbus supposedly came over here and did all this, did he curse the Europeans for them to be like that?
Oh,
Or
you're saying what is the purpose of them doing what they've done, right? Very good. I'm gonna show it to you. Get me back to Deuteronomy 28.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Watch this. Great question, my sister. Did you catch that, Kev? She wants to know, okay, so Christopher Columbus came over here. She understands our conditions, what we live in now. She wants to know, well, why is it that way? She used the example of how the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart to make sure he wouldn't let us go. I'm gonna show you exactly why it happened. Watch this. Come on.
Verse 15.
28, yes, sir.
28. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It said, you Israelites, if y'all do not hearken, means listen. If you don't listen to the voice of the Lord is this Bible.
That's
his
right.
commandments. Watch this, come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
God said, if we don't listen, hey, how y'all brothers doing? How y'all doing? Listen to this. Read it one more time. I'm gonna catch them up real quick. Read that again.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
God is speaking to a specific nation. He told that nation through Moses, if you don't listen and keep God's commandments, I'm gonna put curses on you.
What is the nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the